Brewdog O G Hazy. Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer. Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. There is no sun, there is no yard arm, but there is beer. And I got a can of the Brewdog O G Hazy. I got this from Tesco's. Was it Tesco's? Yes, it was. And I've been seeing a lot of people reviewing this, and you know, there's rumours going around that this is just a rebadged Hazy Jane or whatever. And I've reviewed the Hazy Jane, and to be honest, in all truth, I cannot remember what it tasted like. So I'm just going to take this beer on its own merits. And you know, Brewdog need no introduction. I'm not going to go over the history of them. You know, you can get that anywhere. But this is their New England IPA. New England IPA is one of my favourite styles of beer. I've tried their Cloudwater collaboration yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? I can't remember. Honestly, this fucking coronavirus has got me all at sixes and sevens as to what day it is. But I wasn't impressed. I thought it was okay, and I love Cloudwater. I really do like what they do, but I didn't think it was the best. I thought Northern Monk do a really good New England, which I think was better than that collaboration. But I want to try this because as I say, New England IPA is my favourite style of American beer, and I'm always on the hunt for a really good one. So far, as I say, the Northern Monk is the best. The New England IPA that they do, which is available in Morrison's, is really good. Got everything that a New England should have. Big fruit, big alcohol. So, let's see how this measures up. On the nose, out the can. Wow. Pine, grapefruit, and some sweet tropical fruit there. But that's very subdued. It's mostly bitter grapefruit and pine. Let's get it into the glass. Now, I've had a pretty shit evening. I've had that Hefferwood Porter from Lidl's, which was average, but it didn't cost me too much, so that ain't too bad. I had the Old Crafty Hen, which, to be honest, was very fucking average. I think there was better out there. So I'm hoping this is just going to make the evening a little bit more palatable. And to be honest, this don't look too bad. It looks like a New England. Didn't smell too much like a New England, but it certainly looks like one. That is a lovely yellow colour. Looks almost like a mango squash with a 1.5 finger head, foamy white head. Yeah, and I tried, as I say, I tried the Cloudwater and Brewdog collaboration New England, and it had a very similar flavour to what I'm getting from the aroma. It was quite fruity, but it was like a bitter lime sort of flavour all the way through it, which fucking ruined it, I think. I'm getting that here as well. There's a lot of grapefruit bitterness coming from the hops, but there's that, I don't know, there's a little touch of lime on it which can ruin a New England, in my opinion, certainly from Brewdog. But let's get it down the hatch and see what's going on. Cheers. Oh no. Well. Oh there, that's a bit different. In the mouth, it really does taste like a pretty decent New England IPA. There's a lot of fruit in there. But the aftertaste, you've got a bitterness, almost like a burning bitterness from that lime that I was smelling. God, that is bitter on the back end, which is what, to be fair, which is what a good New England should do. This isn't a bad stab, to be honest. As I say, I really do like New England IPAs. This has got all the credentials for a good one. Big fruity aromas, high in alcohol. You know, that is 7.2%, which is what a New England should be. There's a lot of fruit going through, you know, as it's on the palate. You've got the bitter grapefruit, but you've also got the sweet tropical fruit of the mango and the passion fruit, a little touch of peach. But there's a lime sort of flavour going through that as well. When you swallow that, that first mouthful was really bitter on the back end. Not so bad on the second mouthful, because I think I must have got used to it, but it's not too bad now. There's a touch of spirit alcohol on that as well, which you'd expect from a 7.2. But do you know what? What is good about that? That head is still there. I mean, it was a 2-finger head, now it's a 1-finger head. Normally, with such high alcohol, the head dissipates really quickly. But that's managed to stay. I don't know what they've done to sort of make that happen. But all in all, this is not a bad New England IPA. Don't get me wrong, I still don't think it's as good as the Northern Monk stuff. For me, that was outstanding, and it's certainly of all the New Englands that are brewed over here, it's the standard I hold them up to. But this isn't bad. I do have to say, there's a touch of spice on that as well. I'm getting a little spicy sort of note on the back end of that as well. Very subtle, but it's there. And it's quite nice. I have to say, this is not bad at all. I'll be quite happy drinking that. A few more of these. As I say, it's 7.2%. So you got to be really careful with this, because you know this is quite drinkable. You do get a little touch of the spirit alcohol, but it's not massive, and it's going down quite nicely. And I have to say, I could probably drink another 2 or 3 of these, and it wouldn't touch the sides. Whether or not this is the same as the Hazy Jane, just rebadged, I don't know. Yeah, I can't complain. And I know it's the fashion to knock Brewdog at the moment. You know, I saw the reviews of this, they was all knocking it, saying, oh, they just rebadged it, blah, blah, blah. And it was more about them rebadging it. I don't give a fuck. If a beer tastes good, it tastes good. I don't care whether it costs £1 or £10. If it's good beer, it's good beer. And this is not bad. So what's the verdict? Well, as I say, it's the fashion to knock Brewdog and say, oh, you're brewing shit stuff and all that. But you've got to see past that, and you've got to see, well, you know, regardless of the politics, yeah, you can call them out for that, but don't let it influence the actual taste of the beer. If the beer tastes good, I don't care who it's brewed by. If it's brewed by a macro brewer and it tastes good, I'm going to tell you it's going to taste good. If it's going to be brewed by, you know, a craft brewer, a really renowned craft brewer, and it tastes like dog shit, I'll fucking tell you it tastes like dog shit. I'm not here to sort of win friends from the craft brewers. I get no freebies, I get no sponsorship, I get fuck all. So, in a way, that's good, because I'll tell you what's good and I'll tell you what's shit. This is not bad. I really like it. It does everything a New England should. I'm going to give it an 8.5. The reason I'm going to knock some marks off for it, it's over £3 a can from a supermarket, which is a touch high, I think. And there's better New Englands out there that are brewed in the UK, i.e. Northern Monk. But apart from that, this is perfectly reasonable, perfectly acceptable. It's got all the credentials of a decent New England. Looks good, tastes good. So yeah, 8.5, recommended. Get it from Tesco's. It's over £3 a can. If you want to pay £3 a can, over £3 a can for a full 40ml of decent New England, fill your boots. And remember, beer is working class champagne.